You did what I wanted to do in your... Hey, I'm Alex.
And I'm Faiven.
And welcome to Let's Talk About It.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and like this video. Also, we want to hear from you, so comment below during the video.
Today's episode is about regrets, or maybe not. Would I do that again?
Ooh, sometimes I replay things in my head and I'm like, I wish I could have a do-over and I'd make a different decision. So let's talk about it. But first, rapid fire.
Would you ever repeat high school?
I don't think so. I had a moderate time. Are you bisexual, or was dating women just a coming of age phase for you?
I still believe that love is love. God forbid if things didn't work out with my husband, I am open to love wherever that finds me. Are you the kind of person that can rewatch the same show or movie over and over again?
No, I hate that stuff. When you think back over the years, what was your most embarrassing style choice?
The snooky bump, the pierced eyebrow, the pencil thin brows, the smoky eye. I mean, the list, we got options. Working corporate or living alone? Which decision shaped you more?
Working corporate shaped me more because it made me realize that I don't like working corporate.
Okay.
What shallow dating criteria have you been guilty of?
I require a tall partner, and I will always require a tall partner.
She's 5'11".
Which are you more likely to regret? A large sum of money spent on an ex, or a large sum of money spent on a luxury item that you no longer use or wear?
The latter, the luxury item. Has your ginormous back tattoo ever prevented you from getting a modeling job?
I'm almost certain it has, but the thing is, you never get the feedback on why you didn't book a job. Age gap relationships or dating someone with kids?
Oh, I prefer age gap. I date older anyway, and we can frolic and don't have to worry about where the kid's at. How would you summarize your experience dating celebrities?
I have not officially dated a celebrity before, so I do not know.
Oh my gosh, I remember one time a celebrity she dated FaceTimed us by accident, and I was like, oh my gosh, you know them? Speaking of that hideous, ginormous back tattoo.
Is that where we're starting?
Yeah, would you get a tattoo again?
Absolutely not. I can't wait to have enough disposable income to start the process of getting it removed.
Yes, isn't it just like a cosmic joke that it costs more for tattoo removal than it does to get a tattoo? I think I only have this tiny little outline of Eritrea, just homage to my father and my heritage. And I'm kind of over it because I've had it for 10 years. And as a commercial actor, they ask you to slate your hands like this because they want you to be clean cut, all American, right?
Yeah.
So I had to buy makeup cover up, and I'm always covering it up and hoping it doesn't smudge on clothing. And it's just an extra step that I can do without. So I was like, oh, let me look up tattoo removal. And I'm like, I paid $100-something to get this done. I got to pay $2,000 to get it removed.
Real quick, I know we do this all the time. Homage?
Homage?
No. Homage. We'll circle back, but definitely homage.
Homage.
No.
Futile. Futile.
Okay. Maybe in the whatever.
Crudité.
Homage.
She say crudites.
Homage.
Homage. Isn't it a French word? Okay, let's move on.
So yeah, I regret my back tattoo. My only saving grace is that it is on my back and I do not have to see it, out of sight, out of mind. I love what it means, but no, I think the only, and I'm not anti-tattoo, moving forward, the only tattoos that I would get are to represent my children. And now I got 2 more and they're going to be like, well, what about us? Because the one on my forearm is Lily's birthday in Roman numerals. But I have no idea, like I don't have any creative cells in my brain right now. I'm too tired. I don't know what I could get to represent the other 2.
Yeah, and I mean, I can't tell my parents that I'm considering removing my tattoo because I don't want that I told you so. So I'm just going to slowly fade it over time. And then before you know it, one Thanksgiving, they're going to be like, didn't you used to have a tattoo on your wrist?
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, huh? What?
Yes. So would I do it again? This one, this size? No.
No.
Other smaller tattoos? Yes. What about piercings? Have you had anything besides the ears?
No, I think so. 2 here, 1 up here. I got 1 up here pierced like 2 or 3 times. It keeps closing.
Oh.
Cause like I would have to take it out for a job or something, and like for some reason the cartilage up there It's so sensitive, just
slow to heal.
So I ain't re-piercing that, and I did not pierce anything else. No, that's it. So I'm not seeking out new piercings. These two on the ear lobes are fine. What about you? What piercings do you have?
Currently, I just have 2 in each hole of my ears and then my nose.
2 in each hole. two
in each
holes
lobe. In each ear.
Then your nose, I see that.
Yes, I always had this vision of myself being that girl with a whole bunch of the different ear piercings in the different places, or even all the way up to the top. My body is very slow to heal, so that that vision of me will never come to pass. I used to have my tongue pierced.
You did?
I did. I had my tongue pierced in high school. And I remember one time, like, the ball wasn't screwed on tight enough. And so I'm sitting in science class and I swallowed the ball. And so I had to like run to the bathroom because I was like choking and I didn't have time to explain. So I just ran to the bathroom on all fours, hacking up the ball. It didn't last long. I had my septum pierced.
You did?
I'm pretty sure I still had that when we were early days New York friends. Wow. But it went in a little bit crooked. And it was one of those things that, like, you're not going to get it re-pierced straight. And unless you were really, really looking, you couldn't tell that it was kind of, like, slightly angled. But the way that it dangled always made my nose run. So I could be talking to somebody or making out, and it would just be like...
Ew, wow.
Right.
That's a hygiene issue.
So that didn't last.
What else did you have pierced, you nasty hoe?
My eyebrow.
Wow. No, I'm not talking about that.
Okay, whoa, can you... let me get there. I'm working my way down.
Nasty. She nasty.
We're still on the face
now
right
you
now.
know what she got pierced because she nasty.
I thought that this was a safe place.
It's not.
It's not.
I ain't signed no HIPAA form.
Okay, well, I'm still on the face right now. So I also had my eyebrow pierced, which was just giving hard lesbian. And I didn't, you have to have good brows when you're going to do something that's going to draw attention to your brows. And I didn't really have a good brow, and I didn't have a strong brow. But if I had a good brow, it would be my left, and I got my right pierced.
Okay.
Yeah. I had my belly button pierced. Slow to heal. So the same way that the cartilage didn't work out.
Yeah.
2 years of the barbell still crusting, like whatever. It wasn't sexy. When there's pus coming out, it's not sexy. I took it out trying to clean it because it had been a year and I thought it healed. It still hadn't healed. Now I'm passed out on the bathroom floor because I can't stomach getting I'm too sensitive and squeamish.
I never got my belly button pierced because I was never happy with my midsection. Like, I grew up with, like, Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears and, like, everyone like that. And I was like, oh, I can't. But, like, I wasn't fit. I was, like, you know, pudgy, skinny fat. And I'm like, oh, well, if I ever end up with abs, I'll reward myself with jewelry on my belly button. It never happened.
And then I had...
And then you had what? Then you had what, Alex?
I had my lady bits pierced. I almost forgot. That was a distant memory. I literally almost forgot that.
How old were you?
Early 20s. Yeah, everything happens during your 20s.
Wow.
And I got it re-pierced. So I had it pierced and then it closed and then I doubled down and got it re-pierced.
So can you explain to me? I've had a bikini wax before and that's very kind of embarrassing. Spread eagle and like just some ladies just like, all right, hold your labia. So like, what is this like to pierce in between your legs?
So I do this thing where if I'm in an uncomfortable situation, I just like close my eyes and I pretend I'm somewhere else. Waxing takes longer than piercing. So a piercing is more painful, but for a shorter span of time because it's a quick and then you're done.
Okay.
Waxing is like, all right, spread the, and it takes longer.
Oh, I see.
And it's multiple areas of pain as each single hair is being ripped out of the root.
Okay.
And it's such a little thin, small piece of skin. It's like the little hood that is pierced. It is, anyway, doing that the summer I turned gay was not a wise decision. I ended up having to take it out.
Wow. Okay. So thank you for the map of your body and the piercings. Would you get new piercings again?
No, like I tried. I was like, all right, I'm in my 30s now. And I got like something on I wanted to be that cool girl that had the different parts of the ear. And so Joe got me I don't even remember. Somewhere in here, I had a new piercing just last year. And as you see, it's gone because I'm a mom with a feral child who is jumping on me, kicking me, hitting me. It wouldn't heal. I had this huge lump in the back of my ear, and I was like, I gotta let go of this dream.
Got it. Yeah. Same for me. I think I'm done with piercings. Let's keep it classic. Moving on.
Okay, what else?
Okay, next. I know we talked in previous episodes about beauty treatments and enhancements. Would you do Botox again?
Absolutely. I love that we are in an age of transparency around, the things that people are doing and the enhancements that people are getting, and people aren't gatekeeping. It was a learning curve. You can't go everywhere to get that done, but once you find your person, good for you. Yeah, I just got it done a few months ago, and I treated myself for the first time after 2 or 3 years.
I see. I feel the same exact way. I've gotten Botox on and off for the last almost decade even, because I'm 36. I think 27 was the first time I tried it. I would just get it like in the forehead and in between my eyes. But as you can see, I have full facial movements. So I'm not one of those like frozen, crazy looking people. Because it's not like I don't go every 3 months on the dot. Like, it's just like if I end up, I do my budget, I have some disposable income, then I'm like, say I'm washing my face, I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, you know what? I think I should go. It's been a long time. It's, it's been 6 months. It's been like, and then I'll go and get 20 or 30 units. And we do Jeuveau now.
Well, this was my first time doing, is that how you say it?
Jeuveau. Yeah.
I feel like it faded off a little bit faster than when I do Botox. Now, Botox costs a little bit more per unit. I don't know how it is where you go, but I think I just tried out a new place, but so far so good. I think they were charging $14 a unit for the Botox and maybe 11 or 12 for the other one. So naturally, I gravitated towards that one, the same thing. But it hasn't even been 3 months. And look at my forehead. You see it's a little bit, you see the little coming in?
Yeah, in the center.
Yeah. And it's okay. It's not like all the way deep set, and I don't have these deep set here, but I'm like, this is fading off a little quicker than it did when I got Botox.
I see. I stopped clocking because, like I said, I don't go every 4 months like clockwork, but I know things are supposed to last 4 to 6 months. It never goes till 6 months. That I know, but whatever. $200 or $300 for a snatched forehead for a couple of months. That's instead of going out to eat twice, or I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot that I forgo to be able to treat myself to my forehead.
Exactly. I mean, I'm sure my hair can use a trim. I'd be looking crazy, but a fro is a fro is a fro.
Yeah.
So Botox, yes. Yes.
Yes.
Same, yes.
I would still do it. I still plan on doing it, yeah.
You know, I think because we had good experiences. If we always had like villain brow or...
I've had bad experiences.
Yeah, but you know it's not permanent. Like, there's some things you can't undo. You know what I mean? So...
Like filler. I've never done filler. I would not do filler because it scares me.
Yeah, no, yeah. And I have enough dimension in my face, and I like my natural contour. So I'll never do filler either. And Botox is just freezing what you already have. And I like what I have, honey. What's next?
Would you do it again, Faiven, dating women?
Huh, interesting. I dated women in my 20s up until early 30s. I thought I was a lesbian. I commit. That's a good sign, right? And a part of me never wanted to say out loud that it was a phase because I didn't want to hurt the feelings of the girls I dated, and I didn't want to add fuel to the political fire where the conservatives are like, it's just a choice and they're brainwashing the kids, blah, blah, blah. No. I was in my 20s. I was curious. A hot lesbian hit on me. I was single. I just got out of a relationship with my boyfriend. And I was like, what have I got to lose? They can't get me pregnant. So I dated women. I was fine. It was fun. I never feel like I fit in. We would go to the stereotypical lesbian bars like Henrietta Hudson and the Cubby Hole, and everyone's all coupled up and the lesbians are living together, you know, the U-Haul, they move in. And I don't know, I felt like I was a spectator, and then ultimately, I just felt like I was an ally who took it too far. I'm not repulsed by women, it's totally fine, do you? But when I really closed my eyes and pictured my future, I did not see myself walking down the aisle to a woman waiting for me at the end. To me, it was like fun, young, New York City, fancy free. But then I also knew it wasn't fair to women who genuinely are gold star lesbians, gay through and through. I also must say, anyone I dated who was a woman, they knew I wasn't like a lifelong lesbian or always.
They knew you weren't a lifer.
I meant they knew I didn't have a history of being a lesbian and how I dated men.
So they were taking a chance on someone newly gay.
Exactly. And I'm just like, oh, wow, this is fun. This is cool. And like, apparently that happens in the lesbian community a lot where like they get their heart broken by a straight woman. And I didn't mean to like add more trauma into that mix, but whoops. I mean, I was young. It was what it was. And yeah, when I stopped dating that last person, I didn't date anyone for a long time. And then when I did start dating again, it was men and I never looked back. And but I'm not embarrassed of it. It's not a secret. It was a chapter of my life. I understood women better actually, and actually got to look at men's perspective a little bit because I'm like, oh, so I was dating women and now I kind of see how some of the women behave romantically. And so I feel like I put on that hat and I understand men better when they have to deal with women. Does that make sense?
I'm not really tracking, but I'm glad that you got a different perspective out of it.
I think because especially when I realized I'm not gay and I would break up with the girls and then the crying or the emotional plea that I'm making a mistake and that we should work it out or whatever.
You felt like the guy.
I felt like the guy. Because I was like, wait, I have done that to a guy before. But I'm like, no, but like, can you reconsider? Or like, can we at least like maybe still see each other casually? Or can we like, and I was like, oh, so that's what it feels like when you feel absolutely nothing for the person pleading across from you. And you just have to wait till they're finished and be like, nah, I'm good. Now I know what it's like.
I see.
Yeah. Okay. So it was a very interesting experience. And I'm probably better off for it. But no, I will not date women again.
Okay. I dated women before my husband, and he knows my history. God forbid if we ever divorced or separated, which I hope we do not. I'm open to love, you know, like we mentioned in the rapid fires. So I don't ever plan on me and my husband not working out. So in that capacity, I would say no, because I'm staying with my husband. We locked in. But if anything ever happened, then my dating pool is open to whoever.
Also, note, I am very aware that we always present like a lesbian couple.
Yes.
Especially in all of our collared outfits.
I got the strong jawline, the short hair.
Just sitting here with Ellen.
Next. Have you ever colored your hair, and would you color it again?
Oh, I personally did not color my hair. No, I take that back. I did a dark rinse, and you couldn't tell the difference because my hair was already dark, and then it rinsed out after a few washes. But like the bleach, the really heavy chemical color, yes, I had a lighter brown, but it was for a job. It was L'Oreal's Dark and Lovely. I think I got paid $3,000 because it was supposed to be a photo shoot for the hair box, but they didn't end up using my image. So I would have gotten an extra $11,000 if they used my image. And I was like, oh man, they didn't use mine. But my hair still went through all the processing. And would I do it again? No, because it was stringy and damaged, and I just could not wait for my real hair, like untreated hair, to grow back in. And the way I was cutting off the colored ends every like month because I just hated that like stringy processed texture, it's not worth it anymore. Yeah. So I get it, especially when models are young. A lot of them say yes to all the hair jobs because they do pay well, but you end up bald-headed in the end. And I'm just too grown now, and I can get money doing regular work that doesn't involve damaging my hair, so I just don't do that stuff anymore.
Yeah. I would bleach my hair again. I've been blonde longer than I haven't. I actually know how to handle and deal with my hair and my texture better when it's blonde than I do when it's my natural. Like me wearing my natural hair, it's very fine and it's like very limp, and so I have to wash it frequently to get my curls to be bouncy. If I were to wash my bleached hair that frequently, it would dry out because the bleach is already working overtime and drying my hair out. And so what I discovered when I went back to my natural after I had my son was that the frequency with which I was having to now wash my hair was making me have dandruff because it was drying out my scalp. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I haven't had to deal with my natural hair for so long that I haven't found the routine that works. So for me, being blonde, also doing it myself. So it's not like I have a $200 to $300 price tag or even higher to maintain this. Now, if I had long hair, could I be blonde? No, because in our industry, there's a lot of heat, there's a lot of straightening, there's a lot of people doing your hair, and it's like, do you want the heat or do you want the blonde? You really can't have both. But because I'm team short hair, because I can do it myself, and I'm just more used to myself as a blonde, I would definitely do it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it's your signature look at this point.
Yeah. While we're on hair, though, what about like relaxers or straighteners, either physical or chemical?
Chemical, no. I have recovered from the creamy crack, as we call it, the hair relaxer. I don't think there was enough education in the Black community when it came to that. It's very toxic. You shouldn't be putting that on your scalp. I understand the convenience of washing your hair and letting it just like dry in the wind like a white girl. I get it, but I also care that chemicals are seeping into my scalp. I genuinely enjoy the shiny, straight bounce of my hair when it's not chemically treated. So if it's blow dried and silk pressed, like a one-pass silk press where it's not heat damaging all this hair, it is thicker and bouncier than any relaxer has ever made my hair, because the relaxer just like makes it limp.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I love the full body and the shine and the bounce when it's my real untreated hair temporarily straightened with heat. And I haven't done that in a long time either. Maybe I'll try to do it in the winter because I need to trim anyway, and it's just easier to just get your hair cut when it's blown out, stretched, uniform, the ends will be straight. So definitely, yeah, I'm open to that, but I'm not willy-nilly gonna go anywhere because I went to a hair salon that I wasn't familiar with, and I had them blow my hair out and trim the ends, and then the guy was like, do you want me to just lay your edges real quick just with this chi? And I was like, I guess, sure. And then he heat damaged the whole crown of my head, which is why I have bangs right now. Because, yeah, I just had to chop off. Once it started growing back, much like the color-treated damage, I just had to chop it off. And yeah, so I want the front to be as long as the sides and the back. So it's just going to take a little longer for it to get there.
Yeah. Physically straighten? Yes, sure. Chemically straighten? I would never do it again. Because, like I mentioned, I would rather choose blonde over the chemically straightened. Also, I have 6 hairs, okay? I have no business getting a relaxer, which didn't stop me. I did the Dark and Lovely. I did the Just For Me. I did the other brand in the green bottle, the olive. I did all of the relaxers. And again, this is a brush and water. So if I can get this temporarily with a brush and water, why am I relaxing it anyway?
Yeah, I don't know, girl.
Me neither. Couldn't tell you. And then it was stiff. My ponytail had length, but what I got in length, I lost in movement. My ponytail was stiff.
All right, here she go. All right, now.
Just like you said, you want the body, you want the movement. I too wanted my hair and my ponytail to bounce as I was jogging. That thing was stiff as a board.
Just the visual is taking me out. Next, would you do it again? Would you get a regular job again? Like 9 to 5 hours or 5 days a week hours? I know you've been helping out at the church.
Yes. One regret that I have is that I pursued 2 creative jobs at the same time that required a building of a portfolio, a building of a clientele, which means delayed income. I wish that I had a regular job with regular income to ground me while I was doing my creative pursuits. So that is something that I would do differently if given the chance. I wish I would have finished college back in the day.
And the 2 creative pursuits, you're talking about modeling and then being a hairstylist.
Yeah, in a city that I didn't grow up in, that I didn't have friends or family in to be my starter clientele. So I was really working from scratch.
And now that you have a husband and 3 kids, in what circumstance would you get a regular job in the future? Like at what age the kids? Like what would that look like realistically?
I mean, I would get a regular job now, like if I had to, if it made sense for our family, if while I was at the regular job, childcare was covered and that paycheck from the regular job wasn't going to the cost of daycare to where we're still breaking even. If our lifestyle or to support our lifestyle required a regular job now, then we would do it because I still have a lot of downtime. When I am not in New York and I am at home in DC and local, I'm a mom. I'm raising the kids, I'm taking care of the home and doing that sort of thing. So in terms of time, there is a lot of time to do it. Just financially, it doesn't make sense for us right now because all of that money would just go to daycare.
Fair.
What about you?
When I get a regular job.
Well, I guess you did what I wanted to do. In your acting pursuit, you still had the regular jobs to ground you and to carry you.
Yes. So I got fortunate by discovering a niche that I did not know existed when I was in college. So I went to college and I got a full-time marketing tech job. And I hated it. It was like 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And I quit that. And then I was like, all right, well, I don't know what else to do. So I'm going to be a hostess. And like I just did regular retail and restaurant. Then I discovered marketing that's freelance. Like New York City has a lot of events. And so there's like pop-up events, experiential events, brand events, corporate conferences, stuff like this that are freelance, that pay well hourly, and they are plentiful. And then even if your calendar isn't full with one company, you can literally join the roster with another agency. So you can work every single day of the month if you want to, and you just work for 3 different companies, but your plate is full and you end up with enough money to live well in New York City and still do your self-tape after the event is over. And if you book something, just tell the agency, hey, I'm no longer available on the 12th. I have to shoot this commercial. So I just fell into that. I didn't know that even existed. So do I have a regular job? It's as close to regular as I'm going to allow it because I like the independence. I like that I don't have to ask a boss for PTO. Like, if I want to go to Boston and see my sister and my niece and nephew, I'm literally just going to book it and go. I'm not going to be like, hi, can I have permission to see my family? You know, in this life that we only live one time. No, like, what do you mean? I'm an adult. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. And that's how I set my life up. So I can't give that up to go back to a 9 to 5 desk and be like, oh, yeah, I can't visit you, mom and dad, because I used my 5 days, so I have to wait till April of next year, then I can go home for a week. I can't live like that.
So while we're on the topic of jobs, given what you know about acting and just being in a creative field, would you pursue acting again?
Yes, absolutely. Now that I have all the information, now that I know acting is very fickle and haphazard, I think I would have doubled down on the secure work more in my 20s because there were times when I was booking a lot of commercials and stuff that I was living off of the money from that windfall instead of making sure I'm working these marketing events. And I was just like, oh, times are good. And I just assumed they will always be good.
And I made it.
Exactly. So now I feel like, oh, if I kept working in those in-between times instead of living off of the savings, I would have built more of a nest egg and then I would have set up my 30s even more comfortably.
Yeah.
But yes, 100% I would still be acting. How about you? Now that you understand what modeling is, behind the glamour, would you still pursue modeling?
I would not pursue modeling the same way that I did. I was so scarcity mindset. I was so scared of not being available for certain opportunities and not being available for those tests with that photographer that I absolutely just had to test with, that I didn't allow myself to do things on the side. And I struggled for a lot of years. I relied on family for a lot of years. I was on a lot of couches because I was just like, I have to be available. I have to be available. When at the end of the day, like, the job that is for you is going to come, but do what you got to do. So if that means that you still got to pursue a degree on the side, do that. If that means that you still got to pursue another job on the side, do that. But my thinking was, well, what am I going to do if I do this job on the side and now this photo shoot comes up and the job is like, well, we can't let you go do the photo shoot, so now you got to quit, and then I'm going to have to quit, and now it looks bad on my resume because I'm starting and stopping all these jobs, and I spiraled. And so I felt at the time that the easier thing was to just make myself fully available to modeling. And now, fast forward, we're in this industry where everybody wants to know, what are you in addition to? Because nobody just wants a model. Nobody wants just an actor. They want to know what else you're doing, what else you have going on. And I'm like, are you effing kidding me? So I would not go about it the way that I did. And I wouldn't want my kids to put all of their eggs in this basket.
That's smart. I know there's a phrase called like a bird in the hand, like meaning like, I don't know who made this up, but if you're like holding a bird, if you let go, it's going to fly away. So would you pick up something else? Like, this is guaranteed. It's in your hand already. And so when it comes to the work that I acquire in New York City, that's more steady, it's the event work. So when you audition for something, they already tell you up front what the callback dates will be and what the shoot window dates would be. And sometimes I look at it and I'm like, oh, should I even audition for this? Because I have confirmed event work on the callback day. But then I'm like, but if I audition for it and get a callback and then book it, the booking would be more money than the event. So stuff like that used to give me so much anxiety because I was like, how do I make a choice? And then I don't want my agents to be mad at me. Then I don't want my event people to be mad at me because they give me guaranteed money throughout the year versus the one-off booking that you may or may not get in television and film and commercial. So I've had to deal with that so much. And now I don't let it stress me. The bird in the hand, I need to figure out the quote because
I've never heard that.
I'm like, it's something like that. I'm going to look it up. But like, I will always, as a grown woman, adult who's single, who doesn't have like a husband's income to rely on, I'm always going to go for the guaranteed money no matter what. And here's the thing. If it works that I can do both, then I'll do both. So, for example, working the US Open this year, I remember it was like Friday of Fan Week. I was supposed to be there at the tennis center from 9:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. And I'm like, oh, that's a good check. And then I had a fit model casting that same day. Luckily, it was 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., the window to see people. And I emailed the agent back and I was like, hey, so can we ask the client if I can just be guaranteed to be seen at 8:30 on the dot? Because then hopefully I make it to my other thing on time. And she was like, okay, sure, guaranteed. They confirmed that. Then I had to reach out to US Open people and be like, hey, there's a possibility I might be late because I'm coming from Midtown. Is that okay? Or do I need to give the entire day away to another person who does not have a morning conflict? They said, you know what? The grounds don't even open till 10 something. It's fine if you trickle in later. Turns out I was on time and I was able to do both. So I'm like, thank goodness. So all the worrying and like just like the anxiety for conflicts like that can just be solved by asking questions. Because a lot of times I wouldn't ask questions or I would give something up that I didn't have to give up. Just ask questions. It's not that serious. And you're just a person. There's so many people that can do either job and just it's work. Like everyone just wants to get the work done regardless of who does it. So I think now that I'm a confident adult, I'm able to make decisions like that. But in my 20s, also thought always be available. So when my sister got a teaching opportunity for 2 years in Dubai, and my brother went to visit her, and my parents were like, Faiven, I know you're in your 20s and you're in New York City. We're happy to pay for your flight to go visit your sister when your brother goes. Obviously, you're going to stay in her apartment and you guys can experience that. I did not go.
Wow.
I was like, no, what if I miss an opportunity for acting? I did not book anything within that window, and I did not get to experience those memories in Dubai. So hindsight is 2020.
Learned, yeah. Would you date someone significantly older than yourself again?
Yes, I did it a couple times. My first time was when I was 20 and someone was 40. That one was bad because I was naive and too young, and there's probably like a manipulation, grooming aspect to that I only can recognize now that I'm older, and I'm like, hey, that wasn't right. But now that I'm 36, which is closer to 40, that's a grown woman. I am literally a grown woman, so I can date someone super old and it's not that weird, right? So all that to say, I would date older. I prefer to date older because I like when men know more than me and they can show me something. I like most of the intellectual conversations I have with people who have lived longer and they're wiser and have more experience. I just prefer it. I mean, if it's someone that's my age, sure, we can work together and figure things out together, but I kind of like the comfort in knowing that someone already went through this and can guide me in some things. Because as we just discussed, we had to figure out so many things in the careers we chose and whatever. And it's just nice to have a chunk of your life that you don't need to figure out, you know? So to have a partner there that's like, oh, you know all this money stuff? Great. And then you could just like tell me instead of me having to deep dive or make the mistakes and then know not to make it again. So dating older is great and preferred, actually. And I know you don't have that experience with your husband.
I'm the older one by almost 2 years, but I don't think there's anything wrong with age gaps or dating older. The caveat there is their prefrontal cortex developed? I do not believe in age gap relationships what is the age? Is
25.
It like 25? Yeah. If you are 25 or younger, dating somebody in like their 40s or whatever, I am questioning the intent or the seriousness in that person that is the older party, because are you trying to build up this young person, or are you trying to, like, I don't like it. So I'll just leave it at that. I don't like it. I don't think there's anything wrong with age gap relationships. That's my caveat. But my husband's 2 years younger and he's wonderful.
That's great.
Yeah.
Also, I know you came into your marriage with a child already. So I guess this would be more a question for me and a hypothetical for you about like dating someone with kids. Like if Joe had kids already, would you be worried about his kids getting along with Lily, or like, what are your thoughts on just like?
I mean, I am prone to worry, so I'm sure that would be there. I think what I have learned when it comes to dating people with kids is the relationship that you have with the mother or father of your child matters. The frequency that you guys are intertwined in each other's lives, how actively you show up for your kids. Are you a weekend dad? Do I have to feel guilt about hanging out with you? How do you provide for them? Not only like physically, but, you know, financially, all those things. And then, yeah, I mean, do your kids get along with my kids is also a question. But before we even get to that, I need to see how you're showing up for your kids and just how you parent and how you co-parent.
So for me, the answer is no, I don't want to date someone who has young kids who need a very active co-parent. If we all grown and your kid is teenage or 20s or away at college, that's just a buddy. That's just a friend. We can all kiki. But when they're young and really need mom and dad to rear them together, that's when I only had one situation like this where the kid is young, like single digits, and the co-parenting is so active, which is great for the child to have mom and dad present and the mom and dad are friends, but dating the man, I felt like the mistress. I felt like, you already have a family. What am I doing here? Like, you didn't need me to be a mom. You didn't need me to be a stepmom. You travel, you leave the country together. You'd rather have the mom around instead of a babysitter. Again, all that is great for the child, but it's kind of weird for the girlfriend. It's weird for me to experience. So I didn't like that when I did it. So now if I date older, which again I said is my preference, a lot of times they come with children, but then the children are also older and independent, and they just everyone is kind of grown in the whole situation, and then it's not that tight, and the mom or the ex is not there always or in the background, because it just feels weird feeling like you're not the priority at all and you're not the focus. I know a lot of people do it and it's fine for them. I just, maybe because I only had the one experience, I'm coloring the whole situation as like a no. But because of my one experience right now, it's a no. I'm not gonna, turn away the love of my life if they have a small child and it's a different dynamic. We'll see. But right now, it's a no.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, life has a way of surprising you. Some things you don't know until you're in them, and then, you surprise yourself. But on that note, we want to hear from you. What is something that you did that you would not do again, or that you were like, nah, that was a dope experience, and I would love to experience something like that again? Let us know.
Yes, let us know in the comments below, and be sure to like and subscribe and follow us on Instagram and on TikTok. And we'll see you next time.